Hello, friend. I'm chilling here in the parking lot of the theater. I'm about to go see Suicide Squad, and I'm really stoked. It should be really good. I'm not actually a DC fan, but I didn't like Man of Steel. I didn't like any of the latest Batman movies, and I've kind of always been more of a Marvel fan than DC, but DC does have the good villains and stuff, so it should be pretty good. Here's my new tattoo. Hello, I got done seeing Suicide Squad, but I had left my camera on in the car while I was watching the movie, so the battery was dead by the time I got back. And Suicide Squad was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. The story is that this woman in the government, she has this plan to create a team of meta-humans to fight for America in the case of another meta-human attacks, or they're saying what if the next Superman is a terrorist and just rips the roof off of the White House? How are we gonna fight that? So her plan is to get the villainous meta-humans and turn them into a special squad. And she says it's her specialty to make people do stuff that they don't want to for the government or whatever. And so she develops this team, and she's saying that in a world with metahumans, that America can't afford to waste any metahumans, you know? Because they'll need to use all that they have, because other countries are also searching for metahumans to bring on board with the government. And so she develops this team, and they're all in prison. Most of them are in some kind of special isolation in prison or whatever. And it's Harley Quinn, who's Joker's girlfriend, and she's basically the reason everybody wanted to see this movie, I think. And then there's the human crocodile and Captain Boomerang, and this Mexican gang member who can set fires. His name was Diablo. And she, who I remember from the comic books when I was a kid, and Deadshot, who's played by Will Smith, and he did a really good job. And then they fight. This movie has a ton of character development, which is really nice compared to a lot of other movies I've seen recently that don't have enough character development. But what it lacks is story development. It has a very weak story. Basically, one of the metahumans who was supposed to join the Suicide Squad meets up with her brother, and then they just decide to destroy the world and open up some kind of portal like we've all seen a million times, with just this beam of light. She calls it a machine. I don't know why, but they just decide to eradicate the human race or whatever. And so it's up to the Suicide Squad to step in and fight. And the story is just kind of bullshit, and it's not really that in depth, or doesn't make sense really that much. But it's still a fun movie, and so there's so much character development. You start to think I was starting to think well, when is the story gonna start? Is there any kind of story here or what? And the story is very weak. Harley Quinn is awesome. The Joker's awesome. That's the reason to go see this, and they both did a great job and were really fun characters. all the other characters were good. The acting was really good. The filmmaking was good. It didn't have a lot of shaky cam. There was a lot of cuts in the action, but kind of expect that from superhero movies, you know. Um, I thought it was really cool, even though the story was kind of weak. But I enjoyed it a lot. The theater was packed. I had to sit on the floor for half of the movie, and then I couldn't sit there any longer, so I had to get up and sit next to somebody. But yeah, I'd say check it out. It's definitely worthy of the big screen. It's pretty long, kind of a little too long, I think. And like I already said a bunch of times, the story was actually pretty weak, but fun movie nonetheless. And I hope they do sequels there. And there is a postscript at halfway through the credits, so you'll want to stay around from that. Not a huge surprise, but it's this movie. I hope they make a sequel. I'd like to see another Suicide Squad movie. I don't know if they will or not, but anyways, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, and like my video.